welcome back to the channel. Feels like I've been gone for months and months and not a week or two, but anyway, I'm back and rearing to go. So we are going to do a Masterboards. Well, I'm going to do Masterboards, and I hope that you're going to follow along with me. I used up my last two, my only two Masterboards that I had, and I don't have any more, and they're always really cool to have on hand. And I need to make more ephemera for my journals, and Masterboards are a great way to start. They're a fantastic foundation. So Masterboards it is. And apart from that, I've had I've heard over the last few months here and there people saying about not knowing really how to start off on a masterboard, and they don't know where to sort of start. They don't know what they should be using, and some people feel a bit overwhelmed. And also I've got a fellow junk journal friend who has said to me her masterboards just never seem to turn out for her. So I don't know why, you know. She knows that they're really simple to do, and she's not new to junk journaling. She's very very clever at what she does. She's makes some beautiful journals, does gorgeous ephemera, and can do collage on her tags. But when it comes to doing a masterboard, she says that they just don't turn out. She just can't get it to work for her. So I'm going to do that. So Sandy, I'm doing masterboards for me and for you and anyone else out there who might get something out of it. And I've just found some more paper. Can I use this paper? Probably not, but I'll hang on to those I'll put them in my to-do box because they'd make great foundation for cards. Okay, so what I've got, if you want to join along with me and get some bases done for journal cards, tags, journal covers, cluster bases, whatever else that you can use a masterboard as a base for. Like if you're just using thin paper, thinnish paper, and no actual thicker cardstock, you could even do these as signature covers if you're into putting covers on signatures, and also as journal pages. If they're done with thinnish paper, you can actually even create pages for your journals with these that have a bit more interest within them. So I mean, there's lots of things you can do with masterboards. So let's get started. What you'll need is a variety of paper. Now I've got some printables that have got different prints on them. Some are handwritten, some are typed text, some are, a couple of them are like this, which is an old invoice, piece of an old invoice. I've got just a variety. This is the end of an invoice. Could even, no, it's not the same one, it's a different one. I've got music sheet. I've got actually music sheet in two different tones of paper, and I've got a selection of offcuts from when I've done journals previously of different papers with prints on. This is just an 8x8 scrapbook card, which I quite like the textures and the way this was done, so I'm going to tear that up and use that. I've got remnants from like various journals. Whether or not I use all these remnants, I don't know, because some of them would be quite good for other projects, so I might get all hoardery, if that's what I've just invented a new word, hoardery, and keep them for another project. So I've got those. I've also just recently pulled some floral books apart, and I had 2 pages like this, and I thought they are awesome images to tear up and put in amongst my pieces. Whether or not I do is a different matter, because I'll talk about that in a minute, because that's another point. I've also got some images of flowers, which I may use, may not, probably, possibly not, I don't know, might not. I might keep them for another masterboard, I don't know. I've got, there's other masterboard projects that I want to do. Whether I do them on camera or not is another matter. This one I loved. I love it's a succulent, a low growing succulent in this pot with a taller plant growing out of it, and it just looks really really quite effective. So I quite like that. I've got just a remnant piece of dyed paper. It did have lines on it, but they've since faded. Some more offcuts. There's a piece of a ledger page. I've got embossed paper here, which I will probably use. Some more offcuts. I've got some more digital images that I've bought online of ledger pages. I've got some book pages. These were out of a very small physics dictionary type book. And I've got some book pages. These are from a book, very early 1900s. Got some other bits and pieces. I've got some doilies, some more book pages. Not so old, but old enough to be yellowed, which is really good. Book pages out of a botanical book. Some more ephemera that I've bought online, which is all in different tones, which I like. And there's quite a few of those. I've got some more book pages here, just oddments here and there. But the thing with these is, if you look, all the book pages are varying in tones, the way they've faded and discoloured over time. So they're starting from white through to yellowed, quite yellowing in colour. These are the other pieces of music sheet that I've got. I've got a few. So, and they're of course lighter in colour than the first lot. Some dictionary page, which is quite thin, but still good. More ledger paper. Some yellowed book page that has Dutch language on it. This is out of an old music book from a Reader's Digest publication. So I've got all those. Plus I have some leftover wallpaper, which is around the tones that I'm wanting to use. So that's really good. Got those. I have also got some napkins which I might cut into and glue on some of the napkins, depending on what the print is. Probably I might put some of that on and that on one, like, yeah, so, you know, I'll be selective. Here's another one which is quite lovely. I might use some of that. Oh, and this one, and some of that. Alright, so while you've been looking through and now you've seen all these colours as well, you're thinking, oh my god, what's this masterboard going to look like? Well, that's my next point. When thinking about what you want to do on your masterboard, first of all, you need to think about what size. Let's just start from the very first point. What size? And if masterboards are something that you don't find they're a super friendly thing for you, then pick a small base. Don't go too big. You can find a book page that you don't like, or a piece of scrapbooking paper that you will never use as a page in your journals, and use that as your base, because what you put over it, it doesn't matter how much of it you cover up, because you don't like it, you don't want to see it. So something like that is really good, and you get to use up papers that you'll never use as a page in your scrapbook, in your journals, sorry. I've actually pulled some pages out of a book on birds. I've actually gone through the book already and pulled out any bird pictures that I would use as embellishments. There wasn't very many, unfortunately. However, the book itself gives me lots of glue pages, which is awesome, and they're about the right size for me, what I would call for me a small masterboard. For some of you others out there, this might be the perfect size. It's not too big and it's not too small, right? And it's shiny, so I won't use it as a journal page as such. It's too shiny for me. So that's perfect. You could even get small book pages and glue them together. So, you know, you can, like, it's been cut for a pocket. So you've got your book page and you've got another piece. You can put a bit of glue across the bottom and just glue it down like that. And you've got another piece of book page here. Then you could put some more here and keep doing that until you've got the right size masterboard that you're sort of working towards. And what else could you use? You could just use even a piece of copy paper. Anything that you can glue on that you're going to totally cover. You don't care what's on that base, because you're going to totally cover it up. I've got a few here. I don't know how many we're going to get through, but I'm going to give it a try. So let's just start now, and I'll keep talking as I go. The thing with selecting the papers and the colour tones is if you, at the moment I kind of have a project in mind, but not necessarily. So I would like to be this kind of generic. So in other words, I kind of would like it to be, and I'm not going to tear, I'm going to so I'm going to try and keep all my colour tones all sort of kind of matching without being too matchy. So you're picking colours that kind of go together. I'm sort of going for something that's more white to probably this tone of paper, which is quite yellowed, with a smattering of pretty colours in between, perhaps. So I hope that kind of makes sense. You'll see as I'm going, as I'm making it, what I mean by this. But yeah, you sort of don't want to have it like all different colours that sort of don't go together, because some colours just don't go together and they clash badly. So I'm going into my art mode at the moment with that, is that, yeah, you don't want colours clashing. You want colours that blend nicely together. And if you're doing a masterboard for no particular journal, you want it that it would blend in with any sort of colour scheme that you might be doing in the future. Okay. The other thing too is I've got a lot of different varieties of paper here, but I'm not going to put every single one of those, a piece of, onto one masterboard. Not all of them are going to fit, and that would make it way too busy. I don't mind my masterboards being a little bit busy, but not overly too much. Okay, so now the next thing is, all you really need is lots of glue sticks. The ones I've got, if you're here in Adelaide, Officeworks has their own brand. It's called Keji, Keji. This glue is just awesome. It is, I swear by it, and you get 2 in a packet for 99 cents. Really, really good value, and it's a brilliant glue stick. You don't really, I wouldn't really recommend using, what do you call it, PVA glue, because I find with some papers it makes it go crinkly. I would stick to a glue stick, which, although it's wet, it's kind of what you would call drier, perhaps. Okay, so next thing is when you're putting on your glue, make sure that you get it to the edges. I'm not using a glue book to do this because this is all going to be covered in glue, but I'm actually going over the edge, so I'm extending off the edge to make sure that all my edges are properly covered in glue. All right, now that's really, really important, but what's also important is that you get every part of it really covered in glue. The reason for that is you don't want any air bubbles and you don't want any crinkling. And be careful, if you're doing what I'm doing, not to put your the right side of your paper down onto a spot that you have already put glue on, because you will damage your paper. So perhaps having a glue book would be a good idea for you. Yeah. The next point is to use, I guess, for me, would be to use probably no more than 4 or 5 no, probably no more than 3 or 4 different sort of shades of colour. And as for images, perhaps for your first few, keep them to a minimum as well. Now, because that will just prevent it from being overly busy. Now, you can cut with scissors all your paper, or you can tear it with your hands, or you can tear it with a ruler. You can tear it with a straight ruler or a tear ruler. It doesn't really matter, but whichever technique you're going to use to tear your paper down, follow that all the way through for each masterboard. So for this one, obviously, I'm using my straight edge ruler, and so I'm not going to pull my paper apart in any other way. Just to give you some consistency within your masterboard. And I find for thicker paper, a bit of extra glue around the edges is always a good thing. I've got a little bit that's torn here and it's not glued down, so I'm going to just do that there, just so I can get that to go down. Right, now I might the other thing too I would suggest is that you don't put papers that are similar in tone together. So instead of putting this here, I could have put this embossed paper here, but these two tones are too alike. You need to have them obviously quite separate. I know for many of you out there, this information might be just like, well, naturally, yes, I already knew that, but there are some out there that don't know this sort of information. So embossed paper does not tear easily. But that's okay, we'll remedy that in a minute, and I will show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, now this is obviously quite torn. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put glue on it. When it glues down, you will see that it will be fine. You have to be really careful with... Did you see what I was doing then? I was trying... This is my new one, still with the lid on. let's just put it up there out of the way so there's no more confusion. This is the glue stick. Oh crap. Oh dear. Alright, so if you're using embossed paper, be really careful because it is quite delicate. Probably more so because I've done this on copy paper that's been tea dyed. If I had have done it on something thicker, at least 100 GSM, it probably would be better. But okay, now when putting this down, you want to kind of piece the jigsaw puzzle back together. Now this rough edge, because this is not the same edge as all my other edges, I will put something over there after at some point. Alright, what will I put on here now? Piece of this maybe. Piece of that there. Yeah, why not? All your papers need to be, they all need to have something that sort of evokes a bit of interest. And preferably not all relating to the same sort of theme. So like if I wanted to do one in florals, I wouldn't only just put florals. I would put some sort of print on there. I would put something maybe with symbols on, or yeah, something that just doesn't totally relate to flowers but kind of blends in with it, particularly if it's around the same sort of era, if you can tell what era it's from. So I'm just fishing through my paper for something that I can put down the side here. And as you can see, I'm working all over my sheet. I'm not just working in one area and then going on to the next. I'm kind of working all over it. And as you can tell, all of my papers are overlapping. And it's really good if you can get them to overlap by at least this much, which is about 1 centimetre, if not more. It doesn't matter, like here, I've overlapped by about 1.5 centimetres or 1 inch. Maybe it might be about 1 inch. And so all this part of the music sheet I've kind of wasted, but that doesn't matter. That all adds to the effect of your masterboard. See, now this, I want to cover up this border here, so I'm going to put this over, and that's not quite 1 centimetre, but it's enough. So we're going to put that on there, and I might have to pull out my glue book now because I'm running out of space to glue on. The other thing too is to try, and I might not pop it there, I might put it somewhere else because that comes up to my next point. If you're putting things that have sort of like a directional element to it, like book page, music page, try not to put those things too close together as well. Have some going upside down or sideways so that it adds a bit more interest. Might put that, no, might pop it here. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Right there. If I don't like it, most of it will get covered up anyway, so that's okay. Sip of my coffee. Keep going, Jen, keep going. This is a bit see-through, so I'll probably put this where you can't sort of see too much. Too close together. Yep, right there. Maybe that there, and it doesn't come down so far. Now, with Masterboards, you can use your Masterboard as a base for your journal cards or tags, and then put your pretty things over the top of it, and that's the right side of your tag, and then back it with plain paper for writing on. Or you can do these in all very neutral, relatively sort of lightish tones, but all different kinds of paper, and then I'm going to use this green because I've got a hint of like a chartreuse green, plus I've got these bits of colour here, and I think this green will offset these colours. Yeah, so you could, sorry, I lost track of what I was saying. You can yeah, do it all in neutral colours and use that Masterboard as your the back part that would go on your tags and journal cards, and then they can be written on because they're fairly blank but decorative. If you go over to Roxy's Creations and watch Rachel do her Masterboards, she quite often will do Masterboards that are for that she will use parts of for the backs of her journal cards. No, over here. Yeah, right there. And that's quite effective too. I quite like that. I love what she does with her Masterboard. She's a very creative lady. I totally recommend it. Checking out her channel. Look, you can see parts of the colour peeking through. I like that. That's cool. Alright, it hasn't overlapped here, so I'm going to have to make sure that whatever I put here overlaps both. What will I put next? How many have I got on here? Okay, so I'm going to stick to book page, but of a different kind. A bit of white happening, so I might use some of this dictionary page. And I might there. No, like so. Yeah, I like it. I find masterboards are really relaxing. If you've got a few stresses in your life at the moment, and you really haven't got it in you to be thinking about the more complicated stuff for junk journaling, masterboards are pretty, they're very easygoing, and are a great way. I should have put that up higher. That's all right, I'll figure that out after. They're a great way to be creating for your junk journals that doesn't stress you out more. Sandy, stop laughing. I hear her laughing. They don't turn out for me, so they will stress me out anyway. They will only stress you out if you let them. Yep, I'm going to pop that up there, and I'll combat that sameness in a minute. You'll see how I do that. Definitely have to get the glue book. If I don't, I'll end up with globs of glue on my masterboard, and I definitely don't want that. Right, so where is it? It's not it. I think this was my glue book. Okay, so where's that page I used before? Here. That maybe to go. No, like so. When you start getting down to the smaller bits, you'll find that you'll start humming and hawing. Just go with it. Take your time. It doesn't matter. You just create how let yourself just create for as long as you need to get that next piece down. I try to be a bit quicker because I'm on a video, but you and I both know that doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to be real quick. Right. We might venture over to this spot down here, which I haven't really, I don't know if I'm on camera, this spot here, I haven't really thought about what I can put there. So I'm going to maybe put something like this. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to pop that there like so. And something else here. I don't know what yet, but we'll work that out. There's no right and wrong really, apart from the only wrongs would be the type of glue you're using. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Remember to remove your glue page. I'll do that in a minute. Would be having too many clashy colours would be another wrong. However, the rest of it is purely up to you. Right, now I want to... Is that too close? Probably. All right. I'm going to pack another piece of music. Different shade of music, maybe. Okay. I'm going to pop it this way. Or that way. I'm going to take this bit off. And that much. And I'm going to put that up that way. And I'm going to take this bit off here. And put that there. Like so. And I'll have to make sure I put another piece of music over the other side just to balance it out. That would probably be my other point too. Try and get it so that your masterboard is sort of balanced. So I've got two pieces of music on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to put some music sheet probably in here somewhere. And because I've got a dark paper here, this paper here is quite dark on the corners. And this is on the edge. I'm going to use a lighter piece of music sheet. And I'm going to go for this side again. What is it? A treble clef or something? I think that's what it's called. I like it. It's curly. I love curly things. The curlier the better. Now, I'm going to pop that there. Yeah. So this one's nearly done. Now I'm going to go and do another one, but I'm going to show you another way that I do them. I have to put something here. I'm not sure what, but we'll find something. Is that going to be too dark? No, it's a different tone, so that'll be nice. So we'll take this side. And we'll take that off. And put that across like so. And I'm putting it across sideways because we've got the text is right way up. Now the reason why you need to make sure you've got plenty of glue around your edges and why you overlap everything is so that no paper lifts. You don't want any lifting happening. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, now I've got this section here, so we'll put, maybe we'll put another piece of that up there. No, it's too dark. Where's this with the what did I do with it? There it is. Put that up there with the stamps. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Like so. Right. And it is upside down, which is fine. Okay, we've got a strip here. Last one. We will put a very thin piece of this, maybe. Yeah. Should have been down there, but never mind. I'm going to pop it there because once it's all cut up, you're not going to really sort of see it. Now, which side do I want? This side. It's got the curly bit. And if you look, how I've put everything, nothing sort of lines up. So, you know, this does, but it doesn't here, and it doesn't here. This doesn't line up with these two properly. That's all part of the interest, and that's really good. Now, I'm going to trim it later. I'm going to let it go for now. And just put it up here to dry. And we'll get out the next piece of paper. Have a sip of my coffee. Now, this one, I always tend to do mine landscape. I never seem to do them portrait. How will I start this one off? I'm going to start this one off with something like this. It's got a different language on it, which is nice. And I'm going to put that in the centre. Don't know why, I just am. So what's everyone been up to? Has everyone been busy? I hope you've all been able to do some wonderful crafting and, you know, making some beautiful journals, or ephemera bits, or if you've taken some time out to do other creative things, or if, you know, perhaps some of you have not had time, but you've been having good fun anyway with family and friends. What you been up to? I did catch up with a friend of mine for coffee and cake. I made a keto raspberry slice, a bit like coconut raspberry slice, very, very, very much like it. But the coconut slice was really quite nice. So yeah, now this one I'm going to put over here. And I'm going to pop it right down low. I do try not to think about it too much. And the more you do them, you'll be the same. You'll get to that point where you will make your initial selections of papers, and based on paper type, what's on it, and, you know, colours, you'll get to that point and you'll be able to just do it without really thinking too much about it. I'm going to try not for too much of the dark. Yeah, we'll go that way. We will do that. Yep. Okay. So it's a beautiful day here in Adelaide. We had a few days where I'd wake up and it was so cloudy, overcast, and I think, oh great, we're going to get rain today. But no, we got no rain, and it did clear up later in the day. But yeah, the start of the day was so murky, and but for the last couple of days it's been beautiful weather, lovely autumn weather. So what now? I wonder if a piece of this would look nice. Well, let's try it and see. I don't know if you can tear. I've never tried tearing a doily with a ruler, but we're going to try. And I might just put the glue on this part and leave the other bit unstuck until I work out what goes where it is. Okay, so I can just tuck things in under there and then glue it down after. All right, now okay, got this. Okay. Chucking things around my desk. Just chuck it around. Put this over here. Maybe not quite so much. Yeah. Comment below and tell me where you're from and tell me that you're having a wonderful day and what you're up to. What are you making? Did you follow along with the masterboard? Or are you doing something else? Give me a comment below. I'd love to know where people are from. Okay, what now? If you see, I'm trying to keep it all light because there's a specific reason. There's another one, which is a piece of another piece of used paper, which I like. It's the same. I'll pop that. Where will I put it? Just here, maybe? What will it look like under there? I could put it, yeah, I'll do that. I've got a specific reason. There's a method in my madness. Just bear with me. God. Tempting fate. That's too okay, now a piece of this index type page. I can't seem to get away from this corner. No. Okay, let's go over here then. Right, yeah, up there. Up there. I think I think part of the reason why some people find that they find it really hard doing masterboards for tags and journal cards is because they don't have enough control over how their masterboard, how their tag or journal card is going to turn out, which for some people is, you know, a very real issue. They need to have so much control over things. You know, you need to not have that. You need to be a bit more free flowing. I'm running out of, this one might be good. Okay, up here. Because really, at the end of the day, your masterboard is going to be fantastic, and your journal cards that go that get made on it are going to look awesome and interesting, and they're going to have something put on top of them anyway. You're not going to just leave it as, well, you may do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You can just leave it as your collage and that be your tag. But most of us do stick some sort of image over it, and tickets and quotes and, you know, all sorts of bits and pieces. Most of us do put something on it, and they turn out looking really interesting. And I need to put something here, just something small. Yeah. I've been doing quite a bit of stuff at home as well. It didn't work out well, did it? I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff for my junk journals, which I didn't really want to be putting onto camera. Like the creating of them. I didn't really want to do that on camera. I just needed time for me, I guess. I wonder if that will be too dark. Sort of. No, I don't think it will. Okay. Just need a slither. But when I'm I haven't quite finished with parts of them, so when I have, I'll do a show and tell of what I've been up to, so that you can all see some of the things that I have been making off camera. Might put a piece of that down here, just a small piece. 2 more spots. This one here. Piece there. That's too the same. Too much the same. Okay. What about a piece of this? Oh, idiot. Idiot. Never mind. That there. No. Okay. Okay. This like so. I think we'll be fine. Oh, actually, do it that way. It's all right. Excuse me while I talk to myself. How many of you do that? Talk to yourself while you're crafting. I'm going to pop it there, I think. Then I can cut off that scraggly edge, which I didn't really want. And now I'll just put a thin strip of maybe some book page. I'll pop that over the word seized because it kind of, I think that was about World War II, something like that, or World War I or something. Alright, so now with this one, I'm going to, I think I might use this napkin. This pink napkin, which I've already taken the back off, and I'm just going to carefully cut around, or sort of carefully cut around parts of it. You see how careful I'm not being? Alright, and I'm going to just randomly put them on parts like so, and I'm doing that with my glue stick. I'm going to offset it just a little bit. And then I'm going to just go over all the white section, which, oh, crap, which kind of dissolves the napkin. You virtually can't see it. For some of the napkins take a little bit more work, but this one's not too bad. Excuse me. another piece. And when we've done this one, I'm going to cut them both up so that you can see how they look cut up. Might take that there, and we will pop that in this corner. Seeing as it's a corner, just makes it easier. Yep. Being a scab and trying to get every little bit out of my glue stick, but you know, we all do that, don't we? Trying to get the most out of our glues and whatever. Put that there. See, I've got a bit of white here, which sort of makes it cloudy, but if I'm going to go over it, you can actually notice it more here. See, it's sort of dissolved away, which is really cool. And I might pop a bit in here. What about this piece? I don't mind if it's wrinkly, the napkin, but I don't aim for that or anything. I try to have it so that it's, you know, not too bad. I'm going to pop that there. Okay, I'll put a piece down here, maybe a piece here. There. Okay, cool. I'm going to pop a little bit down the side here, just coming off the page. And I'm going to leave it at that. See, now I could put tickets and stuff on there, but I'm not going to, because I'll probably do that when I'm embellishing anyway. I'm going to let that dry. I'll actually pause the video to give these time to dry, and then I'll join two videos together, come back and show you them all. So I'll show you the cutting. All right. I am back, and they're all trimmed and dry, so they are good to cut. So I'm going to cut them into tags, I think. Yeah, I think I will just, yeah, cut them into tags. I'll wait you go under there. So let's see how many tags I get. Alright, so there's one tag and two. That one's a bit skinny, but never mind. Those three are about the same, and a skinny one. So they don't look too bad. Once they've got, you know, some sort of ephemera on them, they will look pretty cool. I don't have time to do that on this video. because it's another long video. But what I might do is after I've done the video, after I've said goodbye, I think I'll embellish one from this lot and one from the other lot, and I'll put them up in a photo at the end of the video. Okay, so we'll cut this one up now, and this time I'm going to turn it over so that I can't see where I'm cutting, and we'll just go in blind and see what happens. All right, it's 1, 2, and 3, and this one needs to be straightened because it's crooked. Okay, all right, so there's one. That one's crooked too. I must have held the whole thing. Oh, we'll fix it. The page, it must have been crooked when I put it in. So this one will be a bit thinner. And the end needs to come off because I can see that sticks out like the proverbial. Okay, and this one. So there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, so there you have it. They look pretty cool. I will say goodbye and I will embellish too, and I'll do a photo. Okay, thanks for checking out what I'm doing with the Masterboards. I need to do some more Masterboards because these are only small, so I do need to do more because I do use them. And probably, you know, I might do another one next week, another video. I might do it as a time lapse though, unless I'm doing something dramatically different with it, and then I will let you know the process. Okay, peaceful blessings to you all, and happy crafting, and until next time, bye for now.